Yo, it's your boy Ron Flip the Jumpman, and I'm back with another video. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Ron Flip the Jumpman Movies on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And today, we're checking out Haunted Heist. Hey, this new horror comedy, it got a little mixture of robbery with a haunted mansion full of supernatural surprises all through this joint. You know what I'm saying? So, did this movie steal my attention, or did I get caught up by some ghosts? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm gonna break down what worked, what didn't work, what might have not worked, and the performances, the scares, the comedy, the cast, you know what I'm saying? And give you my overall score. So stay tuned, man. And spoiler alert if you haven't seen this joint yet. So let's get into it. What worked? So it was plenty of fun concepts, you know what I'm saying? They had like a combining with the robbery thing, with the haunted mansion thing. That was a genius, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no Airbnb, this is a B&B, like like one of the cast members said, you know what I'm saying? The cast, you know what I'm saying, they had like a solid comedic chemistry, you know what I'm saying? It was very solid, you know what I'm saying? It was a good fast run times that kept the story moving, you know what I'm saying, throughout the whole movie, you know what I'm saying? Plenty of supernatural moments that was mixed with plenty of humor, you know? Some people felt like what didn't work was, you know what I'm saying, some of the jokes, you know, might didn't land consistently, but it did its thing though, you know what I'm saying? The CGI, you know what I'm saying, having sequences can lessen the scales. But hey, look, man, look. Overall, the comedy and everything else that was going on in the joint, you ain't even paying attention to like got daggone the CGI that you knew was CGI. You know what I'm saying? Horror fans, they may want more tension and genuine frights, but look, this is not your Conjuring or your Devil's Advocate and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? This is a comedy horror joint. You know what I'm saying? Character development. You know what I'm saying? Some people may feel like character development was probably fairly limited, but it was pretty much everybody had their own 15 minutes of shine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody did their thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best scenes. When the friends, when they start realizing that the mansion is actually haunted, and you know what I'm saying, they were like, these, who are these Monopoly looking on Caucasian motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? there's ghosts in us in here. The frantic escape attempts throughout the whole cursed house. You know what I'm saying? The supernatural confrontations with the mansion's ghostly residents. You know what I'm saying? That's another good scene. And the grandma when they resurrected their grandma back to come back to fight the ghosts. You know what I'm saying? They needed somebody from the other side. So they put some of the truth in plain sight, how you can contact your ancestors, you know what I'm saying? And then another one, the final showdown against the spirits. That was definitely a good one. But that grandma jump, hey, when she was goddamn getting her goddamn groove on with the ghost, you know what I'm saying? When the dude was like, man, I ain't know ghosts can still bust. You know what I'm saying? But look, the acting, hey, look, Lil Rel Howery, I think I'm saying his name right. You know, he brings his trademark comedic energy, you know what I'm saying? While Tiffany Haddish, she adds her personality. Y'all know how Tiffany do, you know what I'm saying? You know how she do, and humor to the group, you know what I'm saying? It was like a good dynamic twist to it, you know what I'm saying? The cast, they appear to have like, they seem like this was a fun movie to record, you know what I'm saying? Carlos Miller, all of them, you know what I'm saying? You know, which helps carry, you know what I'm saying, all the lighter moments that they may not been so funny to some, you know what I'm saying? But I actually thought the movie was good. The visuals, the CGI, you know, the Haunted Mansion has an entertaining supernatural atmosphere to it, you know what I'm saying? With ghost effects and paranormal visuals all throughout the movie, you know what I'm saying? The film's kind of like leans more heavily on CGI for many of its ghostly appearance and encounters, you know what I'm saying? Giving it like a stylish rather than frightening look, you know what I'm saying? But hey look, and then at the end, without giving away too much major spoilers, the ending centers on the group putting aside like all their personal conflicts to survive throughout the mansion. You know what I'm saying? They had to make it to the next rise until the next morning, some might say, you know what I'm saying? So with all the supernatural forces that may be, you know what I'm saying, they had to put all their personal conflicts to the side, whatever animosity they might have towards each other so they can gonna make it through the night. You know what I'm saying? The climax ties together like the haunted artifact, you know what I'm saying? The ghosts, you know what I'm saying? Motives, you know what I'm saying? And the consequences of the attempt to heist. They was all in there, you know what I'm saying? One friend led all the other friends there, not really telling them the truth why they was there, but they was looking for this ancient artifact that was gonna be worth like 20 million, and it was gonna break bread. Everybody was gonna break bread, you know, break bread together, you know what I'm saying? So while leaving the audience with like a supernatural twist that fits the film's horror comedy tone, you know what I'm saying? It does its thing, you know what I'm saying? Post-credit scenes, you know what I'm saying? At the time of the writing, you know what I'm saying? You know, you would think there was no widely confirmed post-credit or mid-credit scenes, you know what I'm saying, reported for the Haunted Heist. But if you stay tuned, there is a post-credit scene, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? By the rat-faced Gregory, you know what I'm saying? So don't just get up and walk away like I seen some people do, and then they had to stop in the middle of their tracks before they got damn near all the way out the door and seen that it was a post-credit scene. So just hang tight. Finish off that little bit of popcorn you got, and it's a post-credit scene there. All right? And for that quick re-score, swoosh. Hey, look, the story, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 stars. You know what I'm saying? Action, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 stars. The acting, you know what I'm saying? Acting, hey, we had some heavy hitter actors in here, you know what I'm saying? That was a 10 out of 10. Visuals, you know what I'm saying? You know, it had a little CGI in there, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff you seen, you know what I'm saying? You could tell some of the stuff wasn't real, but who cares? So let's give it a 7 out of 10. The nostalgia vibes, it was a good robbery, haunted comedy horror thing, you know what I'm saying? So it was a 8 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? Overall, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. You know, if I really like the movie and don't like the movie, it'll get 5 popcorns. If I really like it, if I don't really like it, I get 1 popcorn. But this joint will get 5 popcorn. And look, my final verdict on this joint, hey look, the Haunted Heist is a lighthearted horror comedy that favors laugh and supernatural fun over genuine scares. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for like a casual, spooky movie night with a comedy cast, this joint worth checking out, you know what I'm saying? But fans that are expecting intense horror should keep their expectations in check, you know what I'm saying? Because this is not that. This is something else. You know what I'm saying? Like I said about the post-credit scenes explained, you know what I'm saying? After the main story end, you know what I'm saying, the camera returns to the to red-faced George, you know what I'm saying, back in his prison cell, you know what I'm saying, where one spirit is revealed to have survived, you know what I'm saying, the mysterious red-faced George, you know what I'm saying, he appears hinting that the curse isn't over, you know what I'm saying? And why they call him red-faced George? Because he said he got bit by a rat in the left face looking like this. And he can't, it's always like that. Carlos Miller was like, man, why your face always looking like that? And he went into explain about him getting bit by a rat, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, his appearance suggests that, you know what I'm saying, there's still haunted secrets hidden within the mansion and leaves the door open for like a possible sequel, you know what I'm saying, or a spinoff, you know what I'm saying, that's centered around his character, you know what I'm saying, and the remaining supernatural forces, you know. The scene is played with both creepy and comedic energy, you know what I'm saying, fitting the movie's horror comedy tone. Rat-Faced George, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I said Gregory earlier, but it's Rat-Faced George. But the main comedy cast in this joint, you know what I'm saying, Lil Rel Howery, you know what I'm saying? Howery, yeah, I think I'm saying his last name right. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? Tiffany Haddish, Andrew King Bachelor, y'all know him from, you know what I'm saying, when he started blowing up off of Instagram and stuff like that, social media back in the day. Carlos Miller, you know, he be with DC Young Fly and all them, you know what I'm saying? And Tony Baker and Britt Gilman, you know what I'm saying, Ari Daywin and Tara Terry, you know what I'm saying? Good cast, good comedy cast, you know what I'm saying? They did their thing, you know what I'm saying? Like these comedians, they bring a mix of like stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, improv, and internet comedy backgrounds all in this joint, you know what I'm saying? Which is why the film leans much more into laughs than straight horror, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, stay tuned to the credits, you know what I'm saying? There's a post-credit scene reintroducing Rat-Faced George, teasing that the supernatural story might not be over yet, you know what I'm saying? It's a little fun stinger at the end, you know what I'm saying? That horror comedy fans, y'all don't want to miss it, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they put a little truth in plain sight, you know what I'm saying? You know, our ancient occult knowledge, which they try to demonize and make it seem like it's demonic and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like they do a lot of horror movies. Carlos Miller, he pointed out some truth in plain sight, some good truth in plain sight when he was beefing with the Caucasian ghost, you know what I'm saying, talking about, you know what I'm saying, how y'all envy us and y'all so intrigued by us, and but you jealous and hate us at the same time. He was like, well, that's why y'all can't be in the sun as long as we do. That's why y'all hate the sun. You know what I'm saying? It was put in there in a comedic way though. You know what I'm saying? And they even had some. You know, they had their own little racial comedy lines in there, you know what I'm saying, for both cultures, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even the Caucasian Jones had came with some watermelon jokes, some monkey jokes, but you know, like I said, Carlos, he had the biggest one out of all of them, you know what I'm saying? When he hit him with them straight science facts. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a more of a dagger and a laugh at the same damn time because it was truth. But anyway, like I said, man, hey, this joint was hilarious. This joint was funny. Everybody was in there busting out laughing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was getting mad about nobody else laughing louder than the other person. Like the whole theater was laughing. Like it was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I rate from 1 to 5. You know what I'm saying? And if I really like it, it's going to get 5 popcorns. Or in this case, it's going to get 5 laughs. Peace, I'm out. Jumpman. Wadu. Jumpman.